after his kind.
So that's another thing we're gonna see. You're gonna see grass and vegetation. You're gonna see trees. Here we see fruit. Go ahead.
And God saw that it was good.
Keep going.
2.
Were you?
That was 12.
That was 12.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Excuse me, y'all. So you got the dry earth and fruit yielding trees. Go to Genesis 2, verse 1. Genesis 2 and 1.
Thus the heavens and the earth were finished, and
Mm-hmm.
all the host of them.
So everything is finished. Go ahead.
And on the seventh day, God ended his work which he had made.
Mm-hmm.
And he rested on the seventh day from all his work which he had made. And God blessed the seventh day and sanctified it, because that in it he had rested from all his work which God created and made.
Which God created man. So we got the heavens and the earth. We got something called work. We got something called rest existed. And we got a blessed day. So let's see who created this world. Who created this world? Because it gave us all these things. Remember, this is an environment. This is going to be a neighborhood.
Yeah.
It's a neighborhood. And right now it sounds pretty good. Let's go to John 1. John 1. Pick it up at verse 1, bro.
In the beginning was the Word,
Mm-hmm.
and the Word was with God,
Mm-hmm.
and the Word was God. The same was in the beginning with God. All things were made by him,
Mm-hmm.
and without him was not anything made that was made.
So this is the guy that made everything back in Genesis 2. 1, 2. He made it all. This is the guy that made these things. He's the one that made this neighborhood for us, right? Mm-hmm. So all things were made by him. Go to Hebrews 1. Hebrews 1. Go ahead when you get there. Oh, hold on. Yeah, so he made this earth, he made this neighborhood. And all I'm trying to do now is kind of set up the foundation, because they said you are a product of your environment based on what's going on. You there?
Yes.
Go ahead, pick it up one.
God, who at sundry times in divers manners spake in time past unto the fathers by the prophets,
Mm-hmm.
hath in these last days spoken unto us by his Son.
Spoken to us by Jesus. Go ahead.
Whom he hath appointed heir of all things.
Heir of all things. Go ahead.
By whom also he made the world.
By whom also he made the worlds. It's just reaffirming what it just said a minute ago of who created this earth. Skip down to 10.
Verse 10. And thou, Lord, in the beginning has laid the foundation of the earth.
He laid the foundation of the earth. Go ahead.
And the heavens.
And the heavens.
Are the work of thine hands.
Are the works of his hands. So this first neighborhood that we're going to, this first environment, Jesus created this neighborhood. Let's go back to Genesis 2. Back to Genesis 2. And we're going to pick it up at verse 7. Genesis 2 and 7.
Genesis 2 and 7.
Go ahead.
And the Lord God formed man out of the dust of the ground,
mm-hmm.
and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life. And man became a living soul.
So here we go into the neighborhood. Go ahead.
And the Lord God planted a garden eastward in Eden. And there he put the man whom he had formed. And out of the ground made the Lord God to grow every tree that is pleasant to the sight,
mm-hmm.
and good for food. The tree of life also in the midst of the garden, and the tree of knowledge of good and evil.
So now you got these trees out there. This is going to be a nice neighborhood. The stream is off.
The mic is off.
I might just keep going. I don't know what's going on with it. Is this mic off? This is the one streaming. You say y'all can't hear? All right. We're going to keep pushing. What we at, bro?
10. Verse 10.
Genesis 2 and 10.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, go ahead.
And the river went out of Eden to water the garden,
Mm-hmm.
and from thence it was parted and became into 4 heads. The name of the first is Pison.
Mm-hmm.
That is it which compasseth the whole land of Havilah, where there is gold.
So there's gold. Go ahead.
And the gold of that land is good. There is bdellium and the onyx stone. And the name of the second river is Gaham. The same is it that compasseth the whole land of Ethiopia. And the name of the third river is Hadakel.
Mm-hmm.
That is it which goeth toward the east of Assyria. And the fourth river is Euphrates. And the Lord God took the man and put him into the Garden of Eden to dress it and to keep it. And the Lord God commanded the man, saying, of every tree of the garden thou mayest freely eat.
Thou mayest freely eat. So now, he done built this neighborhood. It's a nice neighborhood. It said, it got plush trees, rivers, gardens, and it got good gold. I ain't never moved in no neighborhood with no gold in it before.
They took it off.
Are we still streaming? Cause I know
it's good though.
It sound like it was tripping in. Okay. Yeah, I ain't never moved in no neighborhood with no gold. So we also have trees we can freely eat of. Verse 17.
But of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, thou shalt not eat of it. For in the day that thou eatest thereof, thou shalt surely die.
Thou shalt surely die. Now we have what we call a warning. We got this warning. Stay out. Do not enter. Buyer beware. Skip down to verse 19.
And out of the ground the Lord God formed every beast of the field and every fowl of the air, and brought them unto Adam to see what he would call them. And whatsoever Adam called every living creature, that was the name thereof.
That was the name thereof. Okay, so now we got some pets. I got a job because I got to name all these pets, right? So, and he brought them to Adam to see what he would call them, and that's called work. And then we still giving names of stuff to this day. Skip down to 22.
Verse 22. And the rib which the Lord God had taken from man, made he a woman, and brought her unto the man. And Adam said, this is now bone of my bones, and flesh of my flesh. She shall be called woman.
Woman, go ahead.
Because she was taken out of man. Therefore shall a man leave his father and his mother, and shall cleave unto his wife, and they shall be one flesh. And they were both naked, the man and his wife, and were not ashamed.
They were both naked and they were not ashamed. I got a wife now, so I got some more responsibilities. I got a job, got a wife. We done moved into a brand new neighborhood, got gold in it. This is a very good place, wouldn't you say? This is a nice neighborhood. This is a very nice neighborhood. So, in this neighborhood, they have everything they could want. They weren't lacking anything. And they had dominion over all. So for you to have dominion over all makes you a what?
King.
A king. We got dominion over all. Granted, it's only us two. But we got dominion over it. All right. Page 2.
Verse 3.
All right, we're going to go to Genesis 3. Genesis 3, verse 1. Go ahead, bro.
Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field, which the Lord God had made. And he said unto the woman, yea, have God said, ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden? And the woman said unto the serpent, we may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden, But the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, God has said, ye shall not eat of it, neither shall ye touch it, lest ye die.
Lest she died. What he actually came to her and said was, hey, did he mention me to you? Did he say you ain't supposed to be talking to me? She was like, yeah, he did. And then she should have stopped right then. She should have stopped right then. Okay, so now we got trouble coming. So let's go find out who this serpent is, because they call him now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field which the Lord God had made. So let's go find out who this serpent is. We found out who created everything. Let's go find out who the serpent is right quick. We're going to go to Revelations 12 and 9. Revelations 12 and 9. So we see that Jesus has always been with us. He's always been with us. Satan has always been with us. It's like you can't get away from this dude. 12. We still setting up the first environment, y'all. Go ahead.
And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent, called the devil and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels was cast out with him.
Mm-hmm. And his angels was cast out with him. Let me make sure I'm in the right spot because I've been missing it. Okay, so I'm guessing Earth had to be like a punishment for him, for them. Revelations 20. Revelations 20. We're just verifying this dude is who we say he is in this book. I could write a whole lesson, I probably said this before, with just one witness. But I'm in error, ain't I? Yeah. How many of y'all know I'm in error if I do that? I got to go back and get how many witnesses?
2 or 3.
2 or 3. 2 or more. And I used to do that. I could write a lesson in a minute. But I was lazy. I wouldn't go back and get witnesses. I've gotten better, though. All right. All right, so we're at 20 and 2. All right, go ahead.
Verse 2. And he laid hold on the dragon, that old serpent.
There is that old serpent dragon. Go ahead.
Which is the devil.
Which is the devil.
And Satan.
And Satan.
And bound him 1,000 years.
And bound him 1,000 years. So we're just verifying this dude in that garden that Eve was talking to is who we say he is. Devil, Satan, dragon, serpent. So let's go to Luke 10. Because this environment, y'all, is very nice. It's a very nice environment. Very nice environment. What I say, Luke 10? And so far, we ain't got him talking to it yet, have we? Oh, okay, yeah. We'll be there in a minute. Luke 10, verse 18. Go ahead, bro.
Luke 10, verse 18. And he said unto them, I beheld Satan as lightning falling from heaven.
He said, I beheld Satan as lightning fall from heaven. Isaiah 14 and 12. He said he beheld Satan fall as lightning from heaven. Isaiah 14 and 12. Oh, I ain't there yet. Isaiah 14 and 12. All right, go ahead.
Isaiah 14 and 12. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer?
Oh, Lucifer, go ahead.
Son of the morning. How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations?
Which didst weaken the nations. Okay, so this is the same dude, except here they call him Lucifer, son of the morning. He fell from heaven. And this is one of his attributes. Whenever you see in this book, fell from heaven, fallen one, fallen down. Now, all the angels that got kicked out of heaven, they're all considered fallen angels. But the one that they attribute fallen one, fell from heaven, they're talking about Satan. The only reason I'm bringing this up is because someone was trying to say that Lucifer and Satan were not the same people. Y'all understand? And all you have to do is tell them to go back and look at the attributes of Satan. And he's always called the fallen one, fallen down, fallen from heaven. He's always called that. All right. So, fell from heaven all through the book. Also said, which did weaken the nations. Revelations 12:9 said, which deceiveth the whole world. He's a deceiver. So now let's go back to the neighborhood. Let's go back to the neighborhood. What verse you got?
Genesis 3.
Genesis 3. Let's go back to Genesis 3. Or to Genesis 3. Maybe I do need this paper. 3 and 14. Okay, Genesis 3, verse 14.
And the Lord God said unto the serpent, because thou hast done this, thou art cursed above all cattle, and above every beast of the field. Upon thy belly shalt thou go, and dust shalt thou eat all the days of thy life.
Mm-hmm.
And I will put enmity between thee and the woman,
Yep.
and between thy seed and her seed. It shall bruise thy head, and thou shalt bruise his heel.
Bruise his heel. Go ahead. Oh, that was it?
No. Unto the woman he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception. In sorrow thou shalt bring forth children, and thy desire shall be to thy husband, and he shall rule over thee. And unto Adam he said, because thou hast hearkened unto the voice of thy wife, and hast eaten the tree of which I commanded thee, saying, thou shalt not eat of it. Cursed is the ground for thy sake.
Cursed is the ground for thy sake. Okay, so yeah, I missed a whole bunch. So in 14 and 15, you got the minister that gave them the bad doctrine. He got punished first. Then in 3 and 16, you see the woman gets hers. But it said they will both have kids, and their kids are going to be enemies. They're going to have kids, but their kids going to always be enemies. So as a parent, you hoping that when your child goes to school, that he can make friends. You know, got a little Timmy up in there. But if all of his kids are in there with your little Timmy, they going to have to call you and say, hey, little Timmy ain't making no friends up in here. He got a whole bunch of enemies, though. You get what I'm saying? So little Timmy probably going to get whooped on. Okay, so as a parent, you hope your kids make friends at school and get along with the kids. Show up at school and tell you little Timmy ain't got none friends, just a bunch of enemies. We're gonna go to Genesis 17. No, we ain't. Skip down. You already did 17?
I gotta read finish 17.
Finish 17.
In sorrow shalt thou eat of it all the days of thy life. Keep going down to 19.
18, I think. Go ahead.
Thorns also and thistles shall it bring forth to thee, and thou shalt eat the herb of the field.
You're going to eat the herb of the field. Go ahead.
In the sweat of thy face shalt thou eat bread, till thou return unto the ground. For out of it wast thou taken, for dust thou art, and unto dust shalt thou return.
And unto dust shalt thou return. So now, Adam gets his whooping. All right? And he got fired from the old job. He got a new job. What's his new job?
Working. Yeah.
Tilling the ground. That's his new job. He lost his cushy job. What else happened to him? Got kicked out the neighborhood. They got kicked out of this nice plush neighborhood with gold. I don't know where he put him at. I mean, I do. You don't say what it was like over there. All right, so we done got evicted, and they done brought down the property value.
Yeah.
Why? Because the ground is now cursed. It used to be cursed before we moved in, But now it's cursed. All right.
John 8,
So we done cursed the whole environment, huh?
8, John 8.
Let me get to page 3. Look, I print this stuff up big, y'all, so I can read it because my glasses don't be working sometimes. All right, so it says we have a new warning about an enemy. The definition of enemy is a person who is actively opposed or hostile to someone or something. He's always opposed to you. Like this never stops because he's an enemy. So now that I know what an enemy is, I need to know how to identify this enemy. How to identify this enemy. So we're going to go to John 8 and 26. John 8 and 26. So I got my kids. I ain't got no friends. I done got kicked out. This is a terrible day, y'all. This is a very bad day.
Thursday.
You said it's the first day?
It is Thursday.
It is the first day. No, it's actually the sixth day. But you get what we're saying. All right, John 8
26.
and 26. Go ahead.
I have many things to say and to judge of you,
Mm-hmm.
but he that sent me is true, and I speak to the world those things which I have heard of him.
Mm-hmm.
They understood not that he spake to them of the Father. Then said Jesus unto them, when ye have lifted up the Son of Man, then shall you know that I am he,
Mm-hmm.
and that I do nothing of
He
myself,
said, I do nothing of myself. Go ahead.
but as my Father hath taught me,
But as my Father have taught me, go ahead.
I speak these
I
things.
speak these things. And this is what we're supposed to be in life. As the Father is teaching us, because all this stuff comes from the Father.
That's right.
It comes from the Father. Go ahead, bro.
And he that sent me is with me.
He's with him. So we are in Jesus. God is with us. Go ahead.
The Father hath not left me alone,
He ain't left him alone. Go ahead.
for I do always those things that please him.
Do we do that? Do we always do the things that please the Father? I do. No. But you get what I'm saying? This is what we're supposed to be at in life. This is what we're supposed to be. That's what this walk is about. We got someone that we are trying to please for the rest of our lives. You thought being married was something. You thought you had this beautiful wife and, all you had to do was please her. Oh, no. We got to please this God of ours. All right. And this book is telling you how to do it. It tells you how the things we do, how it pleases him. When I pray, I be asking the Lord, I pray that this is pleasing to you. When I'm praying about somebody or for someone, I'm asking that what I'm sending to the Lord, I hope this thing is pleasing to you, Lord.
Yeah.
I hate for him to be up there like, no, I'm going to kill whoever it is he's praying for. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Please have mercy on him, because I want him to have mercy upon me.
That's right.
Where we at, bro?
John 8 and 30.
John 8 and 30. Go ahead.
As he spake these words, many believed on him.
Many believed on him. Mm-hmm.
Then said Jesus to those Jews which believed on him, if you continue in my word,
If you continue in my word,
then ye are my disciples indeed.
then you are my disciples indeed. Only if you continue in his word.
That's right.
And
37.
Where we at?
37. Yeah,
You read it? That's what you just read.
31. Yeah.
So I have met people, y'all, in this walk that have not continued with God and his word.
Yeah.
I have met them. And you're gonna run across some in your walk. You're gonna meet some that leave and come back. I don't know what that's about. But people do it. I don't want to do it.
Right.
Because he may not spare me like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He may not spare me like that. 38?
37.
37, go ahead.
I know that ye are Abraham's seed, but ye seek to kill me,
Mm-hmm.
because my word have no place in you. I speak that which I have seen with my Father, and ye do that which ye have seen with your father.
which you have seen with your father. Who is their father? Skip down to 44.
Verse 44. Ye are of your father the devil,
There it is. Them Satan boys right there. Go ahead.
and the lust of your father ye will do.
Mm-hmm.
He was a murderer from the beginning.
Remember now, we did all this to go find out what our enemy looks like. He was a what from the beginning?
He was a murderer from the beginning.
He was a murderer from the beginning. And what else?
And abode not in the truth.
He's a liar. He's a murderer and a liar. Go ahead.
Because there is no truth in him.
And ain't no truth in him. Go ahead.
When he speaketh a lie,
Mm-hmm.
he speaketh of his own.
He's speaking of his own. Go ahead.
But he is a liar and the father of it.
He's somebody's daddy. He's a murderer and he's a liar. I would hate to be in that household, y'all.
Man.
Kids can't believe nothing he say.
Yeah, that's right.
Dad, you gonna do this for us? Yeah, it's already done.
They ain't did a lick
What
of
they
them.
gonna say? He's a liar. That's what he is. He's a liar. But you ain't gonna cross him either because he's also a murderer.
Yeah.
All right. So this is what the enemy looks like. He's a liar and a murderer. Where we at?
Genesis 4.
Go back to Genesis 4. Or to Genesis 4. Genesis 4, verse 1.
Genesis 4, verse 1. And Adam knew Eve, his wife, and she conceived and bare Cain, and said, I have gotten a man from the Lord.
Got a man. Go ahead.
And she again bare his brother Abel. And Abel was a keeper of of sheep,
Keeper of the sheep. Go ahead.
but Cain was a tiller of the ground.
Till the ground, just like his daddy. Go ahead.
And in the process of time, it came to pass, that Cain brought of the fruit of the ground an offering unto the Lord. And Abel, he also brought of the firstlings of his flock and of the fat thereof. And the Lord had respect unto Abel and to his offering.
Okay, now you see how they describe Cain's offering? It says, and in the process of time came to pass that Cain brought of the fruit of the ground an offering unto the Lord. It just said an offering. Like, it wasn't nothing special about it. I felt bad for him. Go ahead. Where we at?
Verse 5.
Oh, go ahead.
But unto Cain and to his offering he had no respect.
He had no respect for it. Go ahead.
And Cain was very wroth, and his countenance fell. And the Lord said unto Cain, Why art thou wroth? And why is thy countenance fallen?
Why is thy countenance fallen? Skip down to 8.
And Cain talked with Abel, his brother. And it came to pass, when they were in the field, that Cain rose up against Abel, his brother, and slew him.
So to slay someone is to murder them. He's a murderer. Right? What we say? Our enemy is a murderer. Go to verse 9.
And the Lord said unto Cain, Where is Abel, thy brother? And he said,
What'd he say?
I know not.
I know not. Now he's lying. Right? So now we got a murderer and a liar on our hands. He's just like his daddy. Right? Okay, go ahead.
Am I my brother's keeper?
Actually, you are. We are. We are brother's keepers. Yes, we are.
To be.
But look how he talked to him. I don't know. I'm not his keeper.
Yeah.
All right. Did we go to 9?
Yeah, that was 9.
That was 9. All right, so we're going to go back to John 8 and 44. Probably just to reaffirm. John 8 and 44. Read that again.
Ye are your father, the devil, and the lust of your father you will do.
Yes, sir.
He was a murderer from the beginning, and abode not in the truth.
Abode not in the truth. Go ahead.
Because there is no truth in him.
No truth in him.
When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own. for he is a liar and the father of it.
And the father of it. So Cain was Satan's boy.
Yeah.
I don't mean this physically. All right. Y'all know spirit and flesh don't get down. I mean this spiritually. He is Satan's boy. I had to put that out there because I don't know nobody, you know. Go back to Genesis 4, verse 11. Genesis 4, verse 11. Go ahead.
Genesis 4, verse 11. And now art thou cursed from the earth,
Cursed from the earth, just like his daddy. Go ahead.
which hath opened her mouth to receive thy brother's blood from thy hand.
Mm-hmm.
When thou tillest the ground, it shall not henceforth yield unto thee her strength.
Mm-hmm.
A fugitive and a vagabond shalt thou be in the earth.
A fugitive and a vagabond is going to be in the earth. Every time you get your butt whooped by the Lord, he gives you your sentencing, your punishment. But the other thing he does is get you out of town. You're going to get away from me with that.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's how I'm going to be when my kids get grown. You're going to get up out of here with that. All right. So Cain is getting his whooping and an eviction. Sounds familiar.
Yeah. Following that.
He following his real daddy's footsteps. Okay, so the Lord gives the belt, kicks you out the house. Go to verse 16.
Verse 16. And Cain went out from the presence of the Lord and dwelt in the land of Nod on the east of Eden.
Mm-hmm.
And Cain knew his wife, and she conceived and bare Enoch. And he builded a city and called the name of the city after the name of his son, Enoch.
Mm-hmm.
And unto Enoch was born Arad, and Arad begat Mehujael, and Mehujael begat Methuselah, and Methuselah begat Lamech.
Yeah.
And Lamech took unto him two wives. The name of one was Adah, and the name of the other was Zillah.
This is the first time we see more than one wife. Go ahead.
And Adah bare Jabal. He was the father of such as dwell in tents, and of such as have cattle.
Mm-hmm.
And his brother's name was Jubal. He was the father of all such as handle the harp and organ.
Handle the harp and organ. That might be when they play in them churches on Sunday. Go ahead.
And Zillah, she also bare Tubal Cain,
Mm-hmm.
an instructor of every artificer in brass and iron. And the sister of Tubal Cain was Naamah.
Go ahead.
And Lamech said unto his wives, Adah and Zillah,
Mm-hmm.
hear my voice, ye wives of Lamech.
Hear my voice, ye wives of Lamech. Go ahead.
Hearken unto my speech.
Mm-hmm.
For I have slain a man to my wounding,
He's a murderer. Go ahead.
and a young man to my hurt.
Mm-hmm.
If Cain shall be avenged sevenfold,
This is a lie. Go ahead.
truly Lamech 70 and sevenfold.
That is a lie. That is a lie. Did the Lord avenge him like this? That's a lie. He's a murderer and a liar. So I had to show you what the environment had become. This nice environment that started off in Genesis 1 and 2, these environments have now transformed into something different. We have murderers. We have liars. We have deceivers. We got killers in the earth. People not knowing how to resolve issues. Skip 25. Down to 25. Go ahead.
And Adam knew his wife again,
Mm-hmm.
and she bare a son and called his name Seth. For God said, she hath appointed me to another seed instead of Abel, whom Cain slew.
Whom Cain slew. A lot of times we don't stop to think. She's lost both of her sons.
Yeah.
Can you imagine losing both of your kids? One is murdered, and the other one is basically a prisoner or been
Cast off.
Castaway. That's the word I'm looking for. So I can't imagine what that feels like. But she just had another one, so it brings us some kind of comfort. All right.
26.
26, go ahead.
And to Seth, to him also there was born a son,
Mm-hmm.
and he called his name Enos. Then began men to call upon the name of the Lord.
Then began men to call upon the name of the Lord. This is something serious. You usually just read and say, call upon the name of the Lord. But this is a serious thing. There's really only 2 times you call upon the name of the Lord. Sometimes when he done blessed you, like gave you a really good blessing, you remember God. Like, man, thank God. Oh, thank God. But when you're going through, somebody after you, you can't pay your bills, you're sick, family members jumping on you, whatever, you call on the Lord then. So this is a serious thing when they started calling on the Lord.
So,
Yeah, go to Psalm 116. Thank you, brother. He is on it. Psalm 116. Let me mark it. Psalm 116, 6 to 13. All right, go ahead.
verse 6. The Lord preserveth the simple.
Mm-hmm.
I was brought low, and he helped me.
He helped me. Go ahead.
Return unto thy rest, O my soul,
Mm-hmm.
for the Lord hath dealt bountifully with thee.
Told you. He done dealt good with this brother. Done blessed him. Go ahead.
For thou hast delivered my